Alright, Joe, time to read your favorite character's lore. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
So sit through all this stuff, man, or you want to watch it?
Mm-hmm.
You sure?
Yes, I'm gonna sit there.
Alright, let's do this. Olaf and Tyson, the dysfunctional duo. In this lawless tundra of Obsidian, the call for exemplar was ignored by the majority. When you have to deal with gang wars and blizzards daily, most people choose to stay indoors. However, hearing that gold and untold power lay in wait for the winning exemplar, one crafty penguin had his eyes on the prize. This is where Tyson comes in, a career criminal with plans for total control of Obsidian's underworld. If you're in the market for dirty deeds and double dealings, he's your penguin. Becoming an exemplar is his biggest scheme to date, one that will finally push him to be recognized as Obsidian's greatest crime lord. But his only way to really compete was to partner with someone with a little more weight to throw around. After scouring pit fights, Tyson eventually found his enforcer, as strong as an iceberg and seemingly as thick. Olaf is better suited as a bouncer than a treasure hunter. However, when paired with the ruthless cunning of his penguin associate, the two are a devastating team. They bicker and disagree on everything, but this criminal duo are no joke.
No joke.
Saphira.
Yes, actor. No joke.
Cyber Saphira.
Yeah. That's a character. You get her at level 8.
That's a skin.
Yeah.
Wait, does Tyson have one?
No, it's only Paco, Saphira, and Volt. Move on to the next character, Zach.
The Heiress of the Sands, one of the world's wealthiest countries. Feliran was a place where its upper classes wanted for nothing. Life was luxurious, and Saphira liked it that way. Heir to Felian's royal family, the last thing she expected was to actually fight. With constant war eroding confidence in the institution, the exemplar trials finally gave the royal family a chance to bolster its name. Saphira's natural ability as a fighter made her perfect for the role, so she was designated as Felian's representative. Once some money and favors had changed hands, trained by the finest teachers in all the land, Saphira's graceful fighting style combines martial arts and the royal family's trademark control of sand. You'll get more than sand in your shorts while doing this, cat. Saphira's fighting prowess is something to behold, but years in the palace have made her overestimate her achievements. While she may always land on her feet, new challenges and mysteries will finally shake her confidence and hopefully give her some well-needed perspective. King Apu.
King Apu. His name is motherfucking Apu. Taku, come again.
The Smiling Tyrant. King Apu is the fiercest fighter to ever grace in the ring. The finest king to even wear a crown. The greatest dancer to ever bust a move. These words are...
No.
It's the cat.
TJ! No!
Fine.
Fine, you stay in here.
Nope, you're staying.
No, you're staying now.
Nope.
You
Too
chose to come in here.
Too late, cat.
Too late, you're staying.
Okay, let me get back where I was. Never wear a crown, the greatest tender bust a move. These words are all written on a giant golden statue of King Apu in front of his palace. As a tyrannical ruler of Cimmeria, King Apu was faced with finding an exemplar who was truly the best monkey for the job. As far as he was concerned, there was only one choice: himself. Besides, a trip around the world would make a welcome change for his hectic schedule of crushing rebellions, torturing enemy villages, and ruling with an iron fist. What the fuck?
Actually, he does have an iron fist.
While he prefers not to dirty his hands fighting lesser foes, His nation-hopping adventure may finally provide him with opponents worthy to feel the lash of his whip. At the very least, he'll get a decent workout in, as he grinds any opposition into the dust, but Apu's arrogance comes with a very real risk. As he faces bigger and badder opponents, his hubris could be his undoing.
Mm-hmm.
Chieftain Feathers. The Burning Chieftain. The former chief of a band of fighters from rocky Acapria, Chief Feathers has kept the title, as well as watch over his homeland. Hearing about an artifact of untold power, Chieftain Feathers instantly took up the position of Exemplar. With his people driven to near extinction by decades of war, success as Acapria's Exemplar could finally end Chief Feathers' watch. With a newfound resolve, Chief Feathers donned his old headdress and set off in search of the artifact. But underneath his heroic exterior lays a dark secret. Whispers of this artifact have dreaded up painful memories for Chief Feathers of a time where he failed his role as the tribe's protector. While he is no spring chicken, a fire burns inside Chief Feathers as he seeks to right the wrongs of his past. Alright, let's hear about this guy. Alright, here we go. Paco, the Green Hurricane. What he lacks in grace, Paco more than makes up for in heart. A super fan of wrestling and boxing, his unorthodox fighting style somehow earned him a rank in Honoran's Exemplar. Before his rise to stardom, Paco was a simple painter and the last person to be body slamming people in the ring. Upon learning of Exemplar trials, Paco signed up on a whim, knowing full well he wouldn't make it past the first round. But after donning a magical mask given to him by a mysterious peddler, Paco suddenly sprouted 2 extra arms. While most would be horrified by these new limbs, Paco was imbued with a newfound confidence, which saw him leaping headfirst into the ring. Fighting like a frog possessed, Paco tore through the competition, taking down opponents in a frenzy of limbs, while screaming half-baked signature moves. While frantically throwing punches may have worked in the Exemplar trials, his inexperience may be his downfall when facing battle-hardened opponents. Heart and raw power can only take a fighter so far. That's true. Alright, Volt. The Shocking Shaman. The anxious descendant of a fabled war hero, the burden of greatness sits heavy on Volt's spines. Volt desired to become his tribe's chief shaman, to help heal the sick and teach the next generation about the mysteries of magic. However, the role of Exemplar was thrusted upon him by his doting father, forcing him to give up his desire for a peaceful life to uphold the honor of his people. While possessing natural gifts for combat and great magical ability, Volt found himself as the reluctant representative for Uranus, the weight of his expectation heavier than ever. Luckily, his mastery of lightning magic does allow him to keep up at fighting at range. It does come to close range combat. His sharp spines and panicked reflexes should fend off most attackers. For all of his protests, a trip out of the comfort zone may just be what Volt needs. Seeing new lands and confronting his fears may turn him into the hero he was destined to be. Or he could come back a nervous wreck.
The Drifter.
Hyper light drifter. Drifters of this world are the collectors of forgotten knowledge, lost technologies, and broken histories. The drifter is haunted by insatiable illness, traveling further into lands of buried time, steep in blood and treasure, and hoping to discover a way to quiet the vicious disease. Echoes of a dark and violent past from the dead eras resonate throughout, and he can't help but listen.
So we're on to Juan.
Juan. Guacamele. A humble gave farmer turned legendary luchador, Juan is always prepared to pile drive evil. Following his demise at the hands of the villainous Carlos Calasa, Juan was revived thanks to the mysterious powers of a magical wrestling mask. Transformed into a luchador he always dreamed of, Juan set out to defeat Salaka, save his beloved, and bring peace to the worlds of the living and the dead. With moves like a rooster uppercut, frog slam, and dashing derp derp, Juan is one wrestler you don't want to grapple with. If that's not enough, Juan can transform himself into a chicken, should the move strike him. It's no paltry skill, I'll tell you that. Alright, I'll see you guys later with more character readings. Alright. Yeah, why don't I finish this guy up? I'll make this video longer.
Ukulele.
Batship crazy. A pirate ship is a pretty cool place to live, but in a tree and you've got a real winner. While renovating their new home, Lele finds language, a magic book with golden pages that have the ability to reshape reality itself under the floorboards. Not realizing the value of her find, Lele used it as a drink coaster. All was good until the dastardly capital B and his Novelizer 64 sucked the book away, scattering its pages throughout the world within the grand tombs strewn about his factory. On their adventure to recover the literal golden ticket, the duo found a rather odd tome, not quite like the others, about a world of magic and warring nations. With hopes of more pages, or at least some of the more collectibles, they dove in without a second thought. And if you can't be more creepy, my brother, Dead Cells. The Beheaded. Some things never truly die, like disco and wheels on shoes. The Beheaded is one of those things. Unsure of where they come from, the Beheaded attempts again and again and again to cross a constantly changing island in the grip of the Masali, a disease taking countless lives and mutating the dead. With a fresh body and armed to its non-existent teeth, they set out again to find the world a lot more different than they're used to seeing. And with that, that should be enough characters. Next time, the clones. See you guys later. Peace.